going on, my people? It's been a while since my last video, and today I just want to sit down and give you an update on my progress in terms of like where I'm currently at and what I've been doing in the past like 3 weeks or so. And the last video that I posted, it was during week 1 of the cut, and right now we are in week 4. So basically it's been 2 weeks of me not actually locking in terms of like the content side of things, but I've been making a very, I would say, like good progress in terms of like where I am heading in terms of like my business and what I want to do and the offer that I've built in the past 2 weeks. And during week 2, I decided to create a Notion dashboard and open up my one-on-one coaching offer in terms of like getting shredded and help people losing weight. I feels like there's no point of me posting content without having any offer in terms of like for myself, right? I want to make money, I want that financial freedom, and I want to be upfront with you as well. And I don't want to just provide value because there's a lot of information out there already. I don't just want to be another guy like talking about this and in the back end selling you some things, right? I want to be upfront. And so what I did was creating a Notion dashboard for my one-on-one client. Yeah, the first week, like, time flew by very fast, right? I was just sitting on a computer morning until night, actually building something that would worth the amount that I'm going to coach people. And so week 2 was just solely focusing on building the products. And then during week 3, I actually outreached a couple people and onboarded one of my friends, which is I'm currently working with right now. And yeah, like I am very happy in terms of like where my progress is going and the direction that I'm heading in terms of like building something for myself and achieving what I want to achieve in the future. And so yeah, that's just an update on the business type of things. In terms of like my own progress on the fitness journey, right, getting shredded, I actually got down to, I don't know if you can see it, but today is 62.3 kilos and we started at 63.1 kilos. So yeah, first let me pull up the weekly weight average, my own thing, so we can have a look at the number. So basically average weight for the first week was 63 kilos, 63.01, and then week 2 it's just 62.91, so basically I only dropped 0.1 kilos for the first week, and that is because I changed my approach in terms of like my diet, right? Instead of me eating the same macro every single day, I switch up to eating high fat on rest day and eating normally on my training day because it just makes sense, right? It's been like pretty good, I would say. So for week 3, which is last week, I actually dropped down to 62.51. So basically I dropped 0.4 kilos in 1 week of me switching my new diet. And right now is 62.3, is currently Wednesday right now, so we still have 4 days left to actually see the full picture in terms of like the weekly average. So yeah, very happy in terms of my business direction and my diet and my progress in terms of like the body composition, as well as like getting shredded, getting down to that 58 kilos in the next 3 months basically. So yeah, it's been quite a while. Like it feels like I made a very slow progress, but when I zoom out a little bit, right, business, dieting, training, all that stuff, I feels like I made very, like my progress is very slow and it's kind of like messing up with my head. And in the past couple of days, I actually like just have internal thought of me not doing enough, right, me not getting where I want to be. But then when I have like metric to like, because I track my weight every single day, right, I can see how my weight is moving. And in terms of like the business type of things, right, the dashboard and everything, like I actually should be impressed with what I have made and what I have achieved, right? I onboarded one client, and yeah, it just make me want to like zoom out and be grateful and be what's that word, be grateful and be proud of myself. and the progress I've made. Because sometimes, right, you go on your days and then because you didn't really kind of like reflect on what you do, you feel like the progress is very slow, and it's kind of like mess up with my head for like a couple of days. But then look back, have everything that I track, and talking to people as well. Like, I'm very proud of what I've made and the progress that I've been making. So yeah, I just want to give you an update on what I'm doing, and also run you through my pre-workout meal and my post-workout meal, as well as my training session like this week. So usually I train on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. But now I just switch up my training again. It's not really like changing a lot in terms of the split. It's just the days that change. So I now train on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So have a rest day in between, and then it just I feel like training have a rest day in between is allow myself to like put a lot of effort and increase the intensity during the training session while training 2 days in a row, right? Even though it's up and lower, I still feels like my output isn't like as intense, or like I wasn't able to like put as much effort into that lower body session. So this might be an excuse, but I switch it up, and yeah, focus on Tuesday is vertical push and pull, where Thursday is legs and accessory, and on Saturday is horizontal push and pull. So just gonna run you through my pre-workout meal, which is 2 rice cake, a bananas, and almond butter. I also add a little bit sea salt and cinnamon on top as well, with a little bit of drizzle of raw honey. And I used to not eating anything before training, because training fastest for me is normal, right? I was able to still put out a good intensity and good effort into my session. But after I switched up the diet and I didn't eat before the training because it was high fat the previous day, right? My body didn't have enough glycogen stored in my body, so I actually got lost in strength, and the training session feel a little bit shit, I would say. So then I decided to have kind of like a small snack, which is fast digesting carbs. It's allow me to train a little bit harder and give me a little bit of like fuel and boost my training session. So it's going pretty good so far. And I also have a coffee as well, and I don't add any butter in the coffee. Usually I drink bulletproof coffee before my training session, but you know, I made a shift, and now I only drink bulletproof coffee on my rest day before my fastest cardio. I would say, like, in terms of my performance in the gym, right, there's a lot of improvement, because on week 2 of me training without eating anything, I feel weak, a lot weaker than usual, and that's because I didn't eat carbs the day before. So that's why having carb before training make the training session a lot better. And I usually eat like half an hour to an hour before my training session, so it's allow my body to actually breaking down the food properly, and I don't feel kind of like as heavy, even though it's just a small meal. But having it half an hour, it helps a lot, because this has been 4 weeks of me doing the same exercise already. There's a period where the weight just plateau and you get a little bit weaker than your previous session, and you can tell by your performance in the gym. And by me getting into the first exercise, or like the first working set of the whole session, I feel like I'm a little bit weaker than the previous session. So this week I'm going to go on a deload week, preparing myself for the next training block, which is next week. And still going like high intensity. Usually I put in like around 85-95% of my effort, but now I reduce it to around 70 to 80s, and keep the same intensity and rep range as usual, but reduce the load a little bit, right? So going on my standing Arnold press, last session I was able to push for 7 reps on my heaviest set, and now this session I only got 6. So at that moment I know that like this week is going to be a deload week. And yeah, basically reverse pyramid training. I did my heaviest set first for my main compound movement, and that usually my shoulder press, pull down, and horizontal push and pull, basically for the incline press. Second set, dropped the weight down a little bit, going down to 17.5 kilos, and I went for 9 reps. Last week I got 10. So you can tell by my performance from the previous week. And getting to the weighted hammer pull-up as well. Last week I added 25 kilos for 3 reps and almost 4 reps, I would say. But for me personally, the last reps isn't like, I didn't execute it as well, so I don't count it. So it's only 3 reps, and then I dropped down to 16.25, and I think I got like 6. So this week I dropped down and add 15 kilos and do for 6 reps, and then drop half of that, 7.5 kilos, for 9 reps. Yeah, so for me, when I look at the whole cutting period that I'm on right now, right, for the next 12 week or so, I'm not really aiming for personal record, and it's just if I able to hit a PR, that a cherry on top. But my only one goal is to drop down in body weight. There's a saying that said, like, when you chase two rabbit, you catch none. So for me, especially when it's come to like cutting down, right, having PR is good, but it's not really the point of me cutting down, and I will have to accept the fact that I will lose a little bit of strength, and I will try to maintain my current strength as much as possible rather than losing the strength overall long term. So yeah, incline tricep extension, I still keep the same weight, right? With my tricep, I don't lose strength as much, and I added another set in, right? When it's come to like my training session, I only do 2 or 3 set maximum. And so for the seated dumbbell rear delt raises, for my last exercise, it's for 17.5 kilos for 15 reps for 2 sets, and then I add another set in and able to perform 12 reps. Next section, I will try to get my 3rd set to 15 reps. So that's when I know that I make progress in the gym. You either increase weight, reps, or your execution. That can be like controlling the weight a little bit better, right? Controlling negative. So yeah, that's pretty much my vertical push and pull section, right? It's only 4 exercises. Usually it's only 2 sets each. Reverse pyramid training for the vertical press and vertical pull. Isolation, I just do either straight set or drop set, or not drop set, rest pull training. So yeah, for tricep and rear delts, I just do straight set. Yeah, usually it's only two set, and once I hit the end of the rep range and I can't increase the weight, I will add another set in. That's another way of me progressively overload each week. And so for the post workout, like, I try to keep it very simple and consistent, and so I usually have slow digesting carbs and fast digesting carbs at the same time after my post workout. So usually I have sourdough bread and a banana, or rice and a bananas. In this video I already ate the bananas before I actually record, and so it's just me showing you my meal with the 2 slices of sourdough bread, 150 grams of egg white, 2 whole eggs, 100 grams of cottage cheese, and I drizzle a little bit of raw honey, as well as having some sauerkraut for that probiotic. So yeah, if I run out of the sourdough bread, then I will switch to rice, and yeah, trying to maintain the same structure just to make it easier on myself, and I can see my body respond like a lot better with having consistent pre and post workout meal, or like the same meal every single day in general. And yeah, that has been what I've been doing in the past couple of weeks, and my pre and post workout meal. And so yeah, so now I got the products and the offer out of the way. Now my job is focusing on outreach and content. That's going to be my main focus for the next couple of weeks. Still eating the same thing every single day, reduce calorie a little bit. And also, I forgot to tell you, but I've been adding 20 minutes of zone 2 on the Stairmaster after my upper body section. So on Tuesday and Saturday there will be a 20 minutes post training on the Stairmaster, and on the next day I'll just stick to incline treadmill, which I find that really helps in terms of like boosting my mood as well. And it's kind of like get it out of the way, because you're already in the gym, you're already training, and just spending an extra like 20 minutes at the gym doing your cardio would make the progress a lot faster, I would say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll post more content on a weekly basis and try my best and do my best, not trying, and do my best to keep myself accountable, stay consistent, and giving you a like weekly update on my progress as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really appreciate you for staying all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.